Tonight, homicide investigation in Carlington. Ottawa police trying to crack the case of the city's second murder of the year. Public service workers fighting the feds on the return to office mandate. One union suggesting a strike is possible. Plus, sky-high disappointment as one of Winterlude's most anticipated events gets postponed. Good evening. We are barely into the second month of the year, and already Ottawa police find themselves investigating the second murder of 2026. A 37-year-old man was stabbed to death in the city's Carlington neighbourhood, and now 2 people are facing murder charges. CTV's Natalie Van Roy has details.
Neighbours in this apartment building awoke to a chaotic scene in the middle of the night on Friday.
I could see the flashing lights, so I came out to the front and this was going on. There was a dozen cars, cop cars, 2 or 3 ambulances, a forensic van.
Screaming and hollering. I just remember some guy being pulled out in a stretcher.
A witness who doesn't want to be identified says he heard a commotion across the hallway.
I find out this morning that there was a stabbing, and then I found out that the person who got stabbed passed away.
Police say a 37-year-old man was stabbed to death. He has been identified as Andrew Dawson Swan.
When officers arrived on scene, they located a victim without any vital signs, and the victim was transported to hospital where they were later pronounced deceased.
32-year-old Sabrina Dennis Charliebois and 30-year-old Cody Maltby, both charged with second-degree murder. Investigators combing the scene Friday, working to determine what happened and whether the victim lived in the building.
That'll be part of the investigation to determine if the individual lived there or was visiting, or what the circumstances as to why they were there.
Jamie Hazel says she works with people in the building.
It's heartbreaking. You know, somebody lost their life. I mean, it's just sad. I wanted to just make sure that my clients were okay. You know, it's pretty traumatizing for them.
She says the violent crime upsetting for those who live here.
They're pretty traumatized. It's a lot to take in, you know. You get to know some of the people in the building, and when things like this happen, it's, it's jarring.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
Turning now to a tragedy on snowy Ottawa roads tonight. First responders on duty at a fatal collision near Richmond. According to paramedics, it was a head-on crash. It happened around 5:15 this evening on Franktown Road. Paramedics say 1 person died and that 1 man was brought to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. There is more pushback tonight as public servants fight the federal mandate to be in the office more often. Starting May 4th, executives will have to return to the office 5 days a week. Then in July, all other employees will have to return 4 days a week, up from the current 3. And as CTV's Josh Morano reports, there is suggestion some workers are willing to go on strike over it.
I'm very angry and disgusted by the government's announcement, and our members are livid.
Unions representing public servants are pushing back against the government's new hybrid work directive.
It didn't work when they were mandated 2 days in office. It didn't work 3 days in office, and I can guarantee you it won't work 4 days in office.
In May, executives will have to return to the office full-time, while employees in core departments will be required to work in person 4 days a week starting in July. The Public Service Alliance of Canada has filed an unfair labour practices complaint.
We've seen over 10,000 workforce adjustment notifications received. They're worried about keeping their jobs, and now the government has decided that they have to now figure out about coming in 4 days a week.
Treasury Board says the return to office is about rebuilding teamwork and workplace culture. Writing in a statement to CTV News, we are strengthening the public service's capacity to deliver results and better serve Canadians. But unions say this only causes more stress and anxiety for workers, with some union leaders not ruling out the possibility of a strike vote in the future.
If my membership wants to walk out because of this, that is a potential thing that could happen. But we'll see in the months to come exactly how hard we're going to push back.
The government's changing the working conditions of our members. They're going to be thinking long and hard about what their position is when it comes to collective bargaining. They're going to make sure that their rights are protected, and they are going to fight.
All this comes after 24,000 federal employees received notices about job reductions and the budget promise of an early retirement package still in limbo.
And keep checking ctvnewsottawa.ca for the very latest on this developing story. That report brought to us by CTV's Josh Morano. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is -10 out there right now as Environment Canada issues a snow squall warning for the region. Here's Jackie Perez with more.
Well, after a snowy Friday, it is still continuing on, but it should clear by tomorrow morning. Maybe a little bit of flurries sticking around, but again, by Saturday afternoon and into the evening, we are expecting much clearer conditions into Sunday, where we will see more sunshine. More on that in just a bit. Taking a look at the temperatures, yes, the wind gusts are starting to pick up, and those northwesterly winds bringing with it some cool air. -18 is going to be what we're going to wake up to, but with that wind chill, feeling closer to -28. We're only getting to a daytime high of -15, and it's going to feel much colder as those gusts feel more like 40 kilometers per hour. Taking a closer look at our long-term forecast, we'll have that for you in just a bit.
Thanks, Jackie. The Bayard Market saw a boost in population tonight thanks to Barbara Gazzi. The gravity-defying snowmobile show drawing big crowds that unfortunately got sent home without seeing any stunts. Onlookers lined the perimeter where the ramp was set up and even packed into parkades, hoping for a better vantage point. They waited in the cold, but then an apologetic announcer asked them to come back tomorrow. It appears the conditions weren't right to keep the extreme snowmobilers safe, but CTV's Kimberly Fowler has more on what to expect from this on this second weekend of Winterlude.
Ottawa is going to be sick. First time jumping snowmobiles. Downtown Ottawa, the country's capital. It's going to be nuts.
This is Christian Martinez's first time emceeing an event like this in the capital.
I brought a big airbag landing, so we're going to set up that landing over there. I think they're going to be jumping like 72 feet from the top of the ramp to the top of the landing.
Barbara Gazzi is taking flight in Ottawa with a heart-pumping snowmobile show of speed, style, and snow.
When these guys start backflipping these sleds, it's just nuts.
The Bayard Market is going extreme, transforming into a high-octane winter sports arena. It's part of Winterlude for the first time.
I think that's the beautiful part, seeing the magic in the eyes of people.
Freestyle snowmobile riders will soar in the air, traveling up to 75 feet, bringing the spirit of the mountains to the heart of Ottawa.
A lot of people are curious, they don't know what to expect, but it's loud. You got the engine that are raving, then you have like the jumps. Every time I see the jumps, I still have goosebumps. I'm like, oh my God. So it's truly unique. It's worth seeing in person.
This free event made possible thanks to the Bayard Market District Authority and Ottawa Tourism.
We want residents to enjoy it, and to enjoy it so much that they talk about it to their friends and family outside of town, so that these potential visitors do make the decision to come to Ottawa for Winterlude, for events like Barbara Gazzi. I mean, I've personally never seen anything like this in Ottawa.
It's one of many Winterlude events happening in the Bayard Market this weekend, including a friendly cook-off featuring some of the market's favorite restaurants.
It's a fundraiser. It's $15. You get your passport, and you can try up to 9 different stews from different restaurants. It's amazing, and the best stew in town is going to win this trophy.
Barbara Gazzi runs until Sunday. Kimberly Fowler, CTV News.
In other news, we have new details tonight about an explosives investigation in London, Ontario that has connections to Ottawa and Gatineau. 4 people are facing charges, including an Ottawa man, and it appears the suspects share online before their arrest. They were attempting to make a drone defense system. Police say they found firearms and explosives in London and at 2 homes in our region, one in Gatineau on Rue de Fagnon and one in Orleans on Chancery Crescent. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has the latest.
My husband heard them on their megaphone very loudly saying that they have a search warrant and wanted in. It was just the house over there with the black truck.
When police showed up on her quiet Gatineau street last Thursday to execute a search warrant at this house, Coral Spence says she immediately locked the door.
I was afraid to go out because there were so many guns. I was afraid to go out. You didn't know if some shooting was going to happen or something.
The warrant is connected to an ongoing investigation in London, Ontario, where police say 4 current or former Western University students are now facing weapons and explosives charges. They include 27-year-old Jerry Tong from Ottawa and 26-year-old Zhe Kang Wang, 25-year-old Fei Han, and 21-year-old Fei Hongji, all from London.
At this point in the investigation, we are not, this is not a terrorism investigation. This is not a national security investigation. We don't yet know necessarily what the ultimate goal was.
Investigators say the case began nearly 2 weeks ago after a trespassing arrest on the London campus and the discovery of a loaded handgun. Police say a search of a nearby home then uncovered hazardous chemicals capable of being used to create explosives. The investigation then led police to conduct additional search warrants here in Gatineau and at a home in Orleans.
It led to the further location of firearms and explosives, or evidence of explosive manufacturing.
Moore's Lab is an engineering startup developing...
In a video posted to YouTube in October, 3 of the suspects say they were in the process of designing a military system to prevent drone attacks.
As of today, there's a multi-billion-dollar demand for counter-drone systems.
Police say they are aware of the videos, but say it's too early to confirm how they apply to the charges.
We have to track down, any assertions that are made by the people in it, and assess to what extent, if any, it relates to what we have evidence of.
All 4 remain in police custody and are scheduled to appear in court in the coming days. Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
If you planned on shopping at Bayshore tomorrow, check for updated notices before you head out. The mall closed early today because of a water main break and posted to social media that repairs were underway. The mall says updates will be provided as they become available. And before we take a quick break, here's a Feel Good Friday moment courtesy of the kids at CHIO.
1, 2, 3. Oh, Canada.
The Children's Hospital posting this video of patients singing the national anthem. The caption says it is their way of sending good luck to the athletes over in Italy at the Winter Games.
You were not allowed to have hidden charges after you had a posted price, and there were hidden charges.
Coming up, why a resident in neighboring Quebec is taking Air Canada all the way to the Supreme Court. Here's a live look at the Queensway this hour. A reminder that drivers are being warned visibility could become poor due to expected snow squalls. Over to Jackie now for a closer look at the forecast.
Well, those overnight conditions, it's really going to drop temperature-wise, minus 18, but the wind gusts would go up to about 50 kilometers per hour. It could call for temperatures feeling closer to minus 25, minus 30. And keep in mind, there is a risk of snow squalls that will take us into the early hours. So a snow squall watch is still in effect for Ottawa and parts of eastern Ontario, so this could reduce the visibility. It should clear up, though, by the time tomorrow afternoon hits. About minus 15 is the daytime high. Light snow periodically throughout eastern Ontario is a possibility as well, but those winds, our strong winds, are going to be sticking around for most of our Saturday. Now, tonight's lows across eastern Ontario, temperatures ranging between minus 18 to minus 22. It's about minus 19 in Maniwaki, minus 13 in Montreal, and minus 17 in Kemptville. Now, tomorrow's daytime highs, it isn't going to get much warmer. The only daytime high we're going to see in Pembroke is going to be about minus 16, minus 18 in Bancroft. We've got minus 14 along the Seaway. A little bit cooler in Montreal, where daytime highs will be minus 13. Now, that 7-day forecast, the weekend, bundle up if you're heading to Winterlude, because we are going to be in those minus double digits. Minus 15 for both Saturday and Sunday. But Sunday might be the day you want to go, because it'll be a lot more sunnier and temperatures will start to warm up as we trend to Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday. That early outlook for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be hitting closer to the freezing mark.
Thanks, Jackie. A class action lawsuit against Air Canada is taking off towards the Supreme Court. The airline is accused of charging passengers more than the advertised price. The case goes back to 2010 when a Montreal man discovered that the amount he was charged for his flight violated Quebec's consumer protection laws. CTV's Denise Roberts reports.
Michael Silas can barely remember the trip he booked to Florida 16 years ago, but he's still disputing the amount he was charged for his ticket. He says he was charged $124 more in surcharges than the fair price shown during the first step of the ticket buying process on Air Canada's website, which violated Quebec's consumer protection law.
It seems like a cut and dry thing to me. The law was clear that you were not allowed to have hidden charges after you had a posted price, and there were hidden charges.
He took his complaint to the Union des Consommateurs, which launched a class action lawsuit.
If these amounts are illegally charged, they should just be given back simply to the consumers.
But it's been anything but simple to get a resolution. Last year, a Quebec Court of Appeal ordered Air Canada to pay passengers more than $10 million in damages in the case, saying the company was not exempt from provincial consumer protection laws, even if air transport falls under federal jurisdiction. Both sides were granted permission to take their appeal to the Supreme Court, and the case could have big implications for the rest of the country, according to passenger rights advocate Gabor Lukács.
The decision to hear this appeal signals that the treatment of passengers and the airline's conduct and consumer protection are all matters of national importance.
Air Canada did not respond to our request for comment by airtime. Maxime Doré says he expects the case will be heard this year.
This is our role as a consumer association to fight until the end.
And Silas says it's no longer about getting a refund, but ensuring passenger rights are respected.
This was only about $124, but it's $124 times X amount of tens of thousands of people, which ends up being a lot.
A case that's now made its way to Canada's highest court. Denise Roberts, CTV News.
Forever chemicals are ones that have a long life in the environment, which gives everyone some concern about what did they do in the long term.
Still to come, alerting consumers to the dangers of some of the products we use daily. Supporters of the University of Ottawa Heart Institute are helping to light the Capital red during Heart Month. Inside Edge Properties is a proud supporter of the Heart Institute because of its incredible impact on the community, providing world-class cardiovascular care and research. Most of us don't think twice about using shampoo, deodorants, or lotions, but all of these products contain chemicals, some which may cause serious side effects. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
Shampoos, lotions, makeup, we lather, rub, and apply them every day without a second thought.
So the cosmetics industry uses thousands of chemicals in the products we put on our bodies every day.
The biggest concern is something called forever chemicals, which don't break down easily. Cosmetics Alliance Canada says there are safety concerns when they show up in health and beauty products.
Forever chemicals are ones that have a long life in the environment, which gives everyone some concern about what did they do in the long term.
While most items face strict labeling regulations, it doesn't mean all ingredients are thoroughly reviewed for safety before they hit store shelves.
Just by looking at labels, we know that concerning ingredients show up again and again in the products we find in stores.
Consumer Reports says to check ingredient labels for fragrance, which often means a product contains phthalates, and to buy products that are paraben-free and formaldehyde-free.
These chemicals can cause serious health issues, everything from reproductive harm to an increased risk of cancer.
And PFAS, also known as forever chemicals, can show up in waterproof long-wear makeup, and some have been linked to serious health concerns. And coal tar dyes used in some hair dyes and cosmetics can cause skin reactions and may raise cancer risk with occupational exposure. So what can you do? Keep it simple, read labels, choose products that say they're free of these ingredients, and avoid counterfeit cosmetics.
Because by their nature, they're not regulated at all. And they, from time to time, come up in the marketplace. And one thing we always remind consumers, if the deal looks too good to be true, it probably isn't a true product.
Health and beauty items can be expensive. Researchers suggest swapping out products, starting with the ones you use most, and replace them gradually, one at a time. Pat Foran, CTV News.
In more consumer news, new information from the Ottawa Real Estate Board shows both home sales and prices dropped in January. 610 properties were sold in the city of Ottawa last month. That's down 5.6% compared to January 2025. The average sale price was $641,436, down 4.5% year over year. The Real Estate Board says demand is still present, but the market is adjusting to current conditions.
Going up by one step, and just improving.
Coming up, young chess champs share their love of the game through competition. Stay with us. Rideau Hall is hosting a winter celebration tomorrow. You can skate on the Rideau Hall rink, tour the historic residence, and enjoy other outdoor activities. There will also be performances taking place. The event runs from 12:30 until 4 in the afternoon. The second annual Ottawa Scholastic Chess Team Championships took place in the city's East End today with hundreds of 1st to 8th graders all hoping for a checkmate. Here's CTV's Camille Wilson.
For chess, it means a lot for me.
10-year-old Dennis Lee started playing chess 2 years ago.
My friend just randomly taught me chess, and I got pretty interested on chess. So then my mom helped me find a chess tournament.
Now he's competing in a citywide championship with more than 220 students from 30-plus schools at the Ottawa Scholastic Chess Team Championship.
I'm playing pretty competitively, and I'm just there to win and get better and improve and just beat the players who were better than me before.
6th grader Nathaniel Falina has been playing since age 5.
I really like chess because the way you have to think and strategize your moves, and I just like doing everything. How the moves, how the pieces go, how they do it, how you have to be so strategic. I just love it, and this is why chess is like my calling.
Organized by the Ottawa Cavaliers Chess Academy and the Canada Chess Academy.
Usually our tournaments are by individuals, but this is the only one where each school sends in a team of 4 to 5, and it competes for the school. So even if you lose individually, if your other teammates win, then your team could move on as well.
It's also a charitable event. Each participant was asked to bring donations for the Ottawa Food Bank.
We had over 500 food items, so it's great that we get to support the community in general through this cause.
The main goal, trying to take a trophy back home, while some just want to have fun and learn.
Basically, you just get to play and learn how to do it, and yeah, and you get to meet new people.
I have to learn how other people play, so I can counter if anybody else plays the same way.
I'm just happy that I'm here.
But for Lee, he's here to win.
I have one particular opponent that I would like to go against because I've lost to her before. I drew her once, and now I would like to beat her in this tournament.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
If you feel like spending the weekend inside, maybe curled up with a good book, the Elmdale Bookfest could be a fundraiser worth checking out. The event is taking place at Elmdale Public School on Iona Street near Fisher Park. It's the school's most important fundraiser of the year. They'll be selling books, puzzles, records, games, baked goods as well. It runs from 10 to 4 tomorrow and Sunday.
I just was at the Grammys last week.
When we return, getting ready for the Super Bowl, and the halftime show performer shares how he's getting ready for one of the most watched events of the year. Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is -10 and the wind is making it extra chilly tonight. And with a final check on the weather forecast, back over to Jackie.
Well, waking up to temperatures around -17, but again, factor in that wind chill, it's going to feel closer to about -25. So it will be a cold start, and it won't really warm up for tomorrow, where daytime high will be about -15. That wind is going to be a cold one as well, with wind gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour for most of our Saturday. And as we look towards Sunday, temperatures really going to stay the same, but we will be enjoying lots of sunshine. Stefan.
Thanks, Jackie. Finally for us tonight, as people around the world get ready for Super Bowl Sunday, many will be tuning in to watch Bad Bunny's halftime show. The Puerto Rican superstar spoke about how the performance comes during an exciting time in his career.
I'm still at middle of my tour. I just was at the Grammys last week.
At those Grammys, Bad Bunny took home 3 awards, including Album of the Year. Despite his popularity, some Americans are upset an outspoken Trump critic will be taking the stage and performing exclusively in Spanish. It's not clear what effect that'll have on viewership. Bad Bunny was Spotify's most streamed artist last year. And just a reminder, you can watch the Super Bowl live on CTV and TSN on Sunday starting at 6 p.m. That is CTV News for this Friday, February 6th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app, and for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night and a great weekend.